When was the last time you asked ChatGPT to rewrite a piece of existing content for you? How did it go? Were you happy about the outcome? Here's a fact. Often, the AI doesn't give us what we want because we're not always clear on what we are asking for. It's like telling your friend to go get some snacks at the store and they come back with all the wrong stuff. Now, obviously, this happened because you haven't been clear enough about the kind of snacks you wanted. Now, to make sure this doesn't happen with our buddy ChatGPT, we are going to explore a list of powerful verbs in this video. Verbs that will help you craft more precise prompts than simply rewrite, and therefore generate the best outcomes out of your favorite chatbot. Let's go check out those prompts. What is up everyone, Ronnie here. Welcome back to our channel. Today we continue our journey as prompt engineer. I want you to become better at prompting because if you know how to prompt, you will get the best results out of the AI chatbots out there, meaning you will be more productive than the average Joe. So this is what this series is about. When I talk about ChatGPT, I always insist the better you prompt, the better the outcome. So in this video, we are going to look at 11 different powerful verbs that will be better alternative to the simple rewrite that we are always using with ChatGPT. Rewrite this email, rewrite this blog post, rewrite this paragraph. I believe there are better verbs out there that are more precise and therefore will give you better outcomes. So this is what we are going to do. But before we start, I want to give credit where credit is owed. This morning, I came across this blog post, this article called 29 Verbs for Intelligent Prompt Design. And this is from the Prompt Stacks newsletter that I received with a bunch of ChatGPT updates. So really the words, the verbs that I will be detailing, I will be outlining in this tutorial come from that list of 29. So what I have decided is not to show you the entire list of 29 verbs, but to select 11 of these verbs, the best ones in my opinion, and use them to build series of prompts that you can use immediately to prompt ChatGPT. So you will understand all of that in a minute. I suggest we jump into my presentation and we start discovering these verbs. The first verb that I believe is a better alternative to rewrite is the verb reinterpret. Reinterpreting means introducing an alternative meaning or an alternative understanding to a specific piece of content. So I've come up with 3 different prompts that I want you to try on your own content. The first one goes like this: reinterpret this text to have a more optimistic perspective. So this is great if you want to focus on the positive outcome, on like positive thinking, like forward thinking and growth oriented mindset. So try this prompt next time you want to rephrase or rewrite a piece of content. The second prompt using reinterpret is this one. Reinterpret this text in a way that promotes cooperation. Now this could be great if you're in a company, if you're writing an email to someone and you feel like your email is a bit dry, you want to reinterpret by promoting cooperation. And then the last one with reinterpret is this one. Reinterpret this passage to be less critical and more constructive. I have personally used these 3 prompts and they gave me amazing results. And guys, before you start screenshotting left and right, let me tell you that I have gathered all of the prompts I will be presenting in this tutorial in a Canva document. And you will find the link to this Canva document in the description below. So there's no need to start screenshotting or pausing the video and writing in your notebook the different prompts that I'm showing you. All of them will be available in that Canva document. You will even be able to just simply copy and paste them because I'm going to leave you a template link so you will access that Canva document. Again, link in the description. Now let's move on to the second verb. The second verb is simplify. Simplify means to make the language more accessible and reduce the complexity of a given piece of text. So here again, 3 different prompts for you to try. The first one is this one. Simplify this passage to make it more concise and clear. Very straightforward. Second one, simplify the following text for a general audience. Indeed, sometimes you will have an article, a blog post, or even an email that has been written for a community of experts, and you want to make that more available, more accessible for general audience. So use this prompt to do so. And then the last one, simplify the vocabulary and sentence structure of this text to make it more readable. All right. So here again, 3 simple prompts that, in my opinion, are way better than rewrite. All right, moving on to the next verb, elaborate. Elaborate has this notion of adding additional details and explanations to enrich a bunch of different points being made in a piece of content. Okay, so let me show you how I would use the elaborate verb. Elaborate on the key ideas in this text by providing more background and context. This could be great for writing an essay, or it could be great for writing a relatively long article, or if you are like me, creating content, creating educational material, online courses, this could be a great prompt to just generate more content. Another one, elaborate on this passage by adding relevant examples and illustrations. Again, this is great for educational purposes. Very often people will understand a specific concept when they see them in action, or when they consider them in an example. So to ask ChatGPT to elaborate by adding relevant examples and illustrations could be a great way to make specific points more clear, more easy to understand. And then the last one with elaborate is this one. Elaborate on the main argument here by discussing potential counter arguments. Now, this last one could be very interesting if you are writing an opinion piece, for example, like an article for a newspaper, for a magazine, or maybe a review about something specific. You might want to play with arguments and counter arguments. So yeah, try these 3 ones and let me know what you think. The next verb is adapt. Adapting your text means to modify it to suit a different audience or to achieve a different purpose. So here again, here are my 3 prompts. And here's the first one. Adapt this business report into a more motivational and inspiring speech. Okay, this could be great in a business setting. You have a report, you need to start a meeting about this report, and you want to really open up this meeting with something inspiring for your audience, for your colleagues. So this could be a great way to achieve this motivational first paragraphs. Next, adapt the writing below into a social media post for teenagers. So this is very different. Like, let's say you want to adapt to a younger audience and you have a piece of text that is kind of like neutral. Well, with this prompt, you can give it a very different tone by adapting it to your target audience. And then lastly, adapt this passage into an interactive children's story with vivid imagery. So now we're going from teenagers to toddlers almost. And let's imagine you are telling them their bedtime story. You have like a main story, or maybe like a paragraph that describes something with the morality that you've picked up somewhere, and you want to turn that into a children's story. So this prompt will help you get there. All right, I hope you guys are enjoying these prompts. Don't forget you can find them all in the Canva document, and the link is in the description. Now let's continue with the next verb. Next verb is reframe. Reframing means to alter the perspective or to shift the focus of a specific piece of text during the rewriting process. Okay, so we want to change the focus, we want to reframe the conversation around different things. All right, the first prompt goes like this. Reframe this by focusing on the positive achievements rather than negative setbacks. Maybe you're writing an email about a few things that didn't work during this last quarter with your team. Well, maybe you should consider focusing on the positive achievements rather than the negative setbacks. And this prompt will help you do exactly that. Next, reframe the conclusion to leave readers with an open-ended reflective tone rather than definitive stance. Now, this could be great if you are writing a novel, if you are writing maybe a presentation or speech, and you want to make a strong impression at the end of your speech and leave the room thinking about what what you've said. You know, you have your conclusion, but instead of having like, this is the conclusion, bye. No, you leave them thinking with an open-ended reflection, something that will make them think after they leave. And then the last one goes like this. Reframe this from the opposing perspective to bring nuance to the issue. So this could be interesting, again, if you are writing your opinion piece. So some sort of text that needs to bring a bunch of different arguments, point of views, this would be great to balance an opinion with the opposing perspective. All right, so this was the verb reframe. Next verb is to streamline. To streamline means to eliminate unnecessary content or fluff to create a more streamlined and focused version, okay? So basically it's cutting the fluff. So how to use this verb streamline in 3 different prompt examples. Number 1 is this one. Streamline this article by removing filler words and unnecessary descriptors. This will help you get straight to the point. Great for an email, for example. Second, streamline this report by removing redundant information and keeping only the key facts. This is great for reports. This is great for email. This is great for communicating in a business setting, I would say, not losing anyone's time. And then finally, streamline this email to get straight to the main request or questions. Okay, so often when we write business emails, we just go and beat around the bush. Well, this will help you cut to the chase. All right, so these were my 3 prompts for streamline. The next verb is to illustrate. To illustrate means to provide relevant examples to better elucidate the points being made in a specific piece of content. Now, illustrate is going to be a great verb to help you prompt and rewrite content for educational purposes. All right, so let's see the 3 prompts. So the first prompt goes like this. Illustrate the main arguments in this essay with real-world case studies and examples. Okay, so this is going to be very useful once you have written your main key points to illustrate them, to build them up with real-world case studies and examples. The next one goes like this. Illustrate the tips provided here with sample scenarios and anecdotes. Now, this is something I could see myself using when I create a tutorial, for example. I have my main takeaways, and now I would run this prompt into ChatGPT or Claude and ask it to provide like little anecdotes, little scenarios that will bring that text, bring these key takeaways to life, okay? So this is how I would use this second prompt. And then third, we have illustrate the points made here with facts, statistics, and current events, okay? I could see myself using this in a more like a research-driven report or some sort of courses that I'm writing. Just make sure to double check every single fact, statistic, and current events, knowing that most of these AI chatbots will have a knowledge cutoff, and with ChatGPT, it's September of 2021. So everything that comes out, especially when you ask for a relevant example or current events, needs to be thoroughly checked out because sometimes it just makes mistakes. All right, so that was illustrate. We have 4 more verbs to go, guys. I sincerely hope you are enjoying this tutorial. I decided to try something new. This is not a Canva tutorial. It is a ChatGPT AI tutorial, but I'm not even using the AI. I'm just showing you a bunch of prompts because I thought the best I could do to really help you make some progress there is to give you the keys, like to show you the prompts that have been working for me. I've tried all of these prompts and they have generated good results. So I thought just putting it out there and giving it to you will probably help you out. So yeah, let me know in the comments section because this is new to me. So if you don't like it, I don't see the point of continuing making such tutorials. But on the other hand, if you do like it, I will consider creating more tutorials like this one, where I give you a bunch of prompts and values so that you can try them out. All right, let's see these 4 last verbs. The next one is reiterate. To reiterate means to repeat or insist on specific points in order to reiterate or to remind our audience of specific ideas, okay? And so in order to make that work, I have come up with these 3 prompts. The first one goes like this. this. Reiterate the main thesis of this essay by restating it in concise terms at the end. So when you write an essay for school, it is good practice at the end of your essay to reiterate your main thesis, your main takeaway, if you wish, by simply having a paragraph at the end that quickly sums up the essence of what you're writing. Next prompt, reiterate the step-by-step method explained here by emphasizing the most critical steps. Now, this is a very different kind of prompt. You would be using this one, for example, when you create educational content, when you create online courses or tutorials for YouTube or other social media platforms. And then the last one using reiterate is this one. Reiterate the moral of this story by connecting it back to the key lessons learned. This could be great, again, if we come back to our context of telling a bedtime story. Okay, so we have created our story, but we want the end of the story to kind of stick in the mind of the child and bring some positive lesson to the child before he goes to sleep or she goes to sleep. So to reiterate the morale of the story by connecting it back to the lesson learned could be a great way to do so. All right, moving on to the next verb, sensationalize. This is an interesting one. To sensationalize means to infuse the content you're trying to rewrite with a more dramatic tone. And this could be perfect for creating click-worthy, attention-grabbing content, okay? For example, when you create social media copy or when you have to write headlines. So let's have a look at these prompts. The first one goes like this. Sensationalize this product description with language that evokes urgency and hype. I could see myself using this for a landing page where I'm trying to sell a course, for example, I'm trying to sell a product or the membership of our YouTube channel. This is perfect for sales pitches. Next one, sensationalize this LinkedIn post with eye-catching headlines and bold claims. So here we are in the context of social media. I need to catch my audience's attention with the first powerful headline. And then I need to keep their attention with bold claims. So this prompt will help me get there. And then finally, we have this one. Sensationalize this restaurant review by describing the food with effusive language that makes it sound irresistible. So imagine you just came out of the restaurant, you went for dinner, you loved it, and you want to write a Google review for this restaurant. So it's a 5-star, that is taken for granted, but then you have to go through the hassle of actually writing the review. So maybe you could use your AI buddy to do this for you. So this prompt would be perfect for that. All right, guys, 2 more verbs to go. The next one is humanize. To humanize is to add a personal touch to a text, making it more relatable and engaging. And this could be great for creating blog posts or informal emails. All right. So the first prompt goes like this. Humanize this scientific article by relating the research to everyday experiences. Okay. So this is the case where you have a scientific piece of content or something that is quite complex, that has quite a bit of data in it. Like it's not super easy to read, but you want to humanize it so that everyone can understand it. So you want to add a little bit of these everyday experiences into your text. Next, we have humanize our brand messaging with warmth, empathy, and understanding. So maybe you have a company slogan, maybe you have a tagline, maybe you have a couple of values for your company, but this prompt will help you humanize your brand. And then finally, we have humanize this report with anecdotes and interactions between colleagues at the office. So this is clearly a different setting. This is a work corporate environment, and you want to make your report a little bit more engaging to help people connect with the content of your report by linking it to some sort of office experience. All right, I have one more verb to go, so don't you go anywhere. The last one is to tone down. To tone down means to take your foot off the pedal and to turn down the intensity of a specific piece of content, okay? You are creating a more mellow or milder manner of saying the same thing. So this could be great for research-based content or even writing academic papers. So again, I have 3 prompts for you. The first one goes like this. Tone down the aggressive language in this email to be more polite and diplomatic, okay? It seems like this prompt has been written for me because sometimes I'm like, oh, and you start writing your email super angry, but you shouldn't send such an email. So if this ever happens to you, use a prompt like this one, run your email through ChatGPT and be reasonable, send the edited version. Next prompt is this one. Tone down the exaggerations and hype in this copy to sound more modest and realistic. Okay, so this is great for marketing emails. Sometimes you have your marketing emails, they sound super salesy or too enthusiastic. So maybe you should run it through this prompt so it's more realistic, more factual, and less hypey. I don't know any other way to say that. And then the last prompt for today is this one. Tone down the sensational claims in this headline into a factual, neutral tone. Okay, so this is when you have a very clickbaity headline or something very sensational, like big headline that is designed obviously to get clicks, but you want to make it more modest. You want to tone it down. So yeah, this would be the perfect prompt for that. And that's it, guys. These were my 11 words, 11 verbs to replace the rewrite command in ChatGPT. Again, I'm super curious about how this tutorial came across. Did you hate it? Did you enjoy it? If you hated it, you wouldn't be watching the last seconds of it. But let me know in the comment what you thought of it. Like if you want more of these or if I could just come back to the regular stuff. All right, I'm going to leave you with our generative AI playlist right here, in which you will find more AI related tutorials. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.